So,
I'm glad it is.
you guys having fun? Has
We
this
are
been
having
a good
a
time?
blast. Yeah. Everyone really loves the movie, so
Yeah.
it's been good.
I really enjoyed this a lot. I was actually very anxious to see it because I was a big fan of Jonathan Levine, and so I have to start off right away by saying I really enjoyed the film, but it also seems like a movie that there's absolutely no reason in the world why this should work, but yet it does work. Now, which leads me to wonder, what were you guys thinking when you first read that script? Was there kind of that moment of you thinking there's no way this is going to work on screen?
You know what?
Could be disastrous, but
Yeah, there was potential disaster written all over it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Jonathan did such a great job writing the script and balancing the tone and keeping it funny and lighthearted, but with a lot of heart and great characters that you cared about. I think with him at the helm, there was it made me confident that it would work. I think, and then the panic for me came from being like, hang on, how am I going to play this character? More panic about what I was doing than anyone else. You know, with Jonathan, Teresa, everyone else was fantastic. So it was then just whether I could keep up with them.
Well, and also from an acting standpoint, because you don't really get a whole lot of dialogue. So a lot of it is you emoting and body language and having to sell the character without being able to speak the character so much. That's got to be a little more challenging.
Yeah, it was good in many ways, you know, not a lot of dialogue to learn.
Yeah.
But then tricky, you know, to get into that mind frame of being, you know, behaving, I guess, like a zombie. But then the key thing about the character is he wants to connect and is trying to express himself as best he can. So in the scenes, it would be just focusing on whoever I was with and believing it.
Yeah, and you guys play so well off of one another in the film, and a lot of this film is just the two of you as well. So I mean, that also kind of creates that challenge of not being able to play off of other people or other things around you. I mean, it's just focused so much on you, and I would imagine that, you know, it's got to be fun in a way to kind of compartmentalize that. And at the, you know, be able to carry it out that way. Plus, I mean, there's very obvious sort of overtones of maybe like Romeo and Juliet and things like that. So it plays off a lot of classic sensibilities as well. What was were there things that you guys were able to bring to this from your own perspective? Like, did Jonathan talk to you and say, you know, what do you want to bring to this character?
yeah, what I love so much about Jonathan Levine and why I think he's such a successful director, aside from how brilliant his aesthetic is that he really wants things to be grounded in reality. He wants it to feel authentic and genuine. And if that means that, you know, he puts his trust in our instincts and he will say to us, look, if something doesn't feel like a real beat for you, make it your own, bring your own personality to it. And he was really strong about that. He cast us because he thought that our personalities embodied these characters. And they do. I mean, you can express yourself better than R, but you are sweet and endearing like R is, and I talk a lot like Julie, and
But you're strong and have a spark and a light that shines from within.
Thank you so much.
There's so much sugar in here right now. That's
You've
great.
got a great T-shirt.
I've got a great T-shirt. That's right.
Whoa,
Support
amazing.
it. I'm wearing the shirt of the band that I came to see. That's right.
No, it is really important to inject a lot of yourself into these characters, and Jonathan was such a supporter of that and kept encouraging us to do that.
Yeah. How long was the shoot? Like, was this
I think 3 months.
spread out
was it
over
3
a period?
months?
46, 47 days.
He knows exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how intensive was that makeup process?
It wasn't that bad, you know. I've had a lot worse. It was like an hour and a half. And pretty comfortable. And once you got that on and the costume, and I had a fantastic makeup artist, Adrian Moreau, and it made it very easy in many ways.
Yeah. And then there was also kind of that gradual process of lightening it, you know, as it gets later
lightening
in the
that
film
and
whatnot.
the speech getting better and the movement getting better. So he does gradually heal throughout, which again, Jonathan kind of guided me on that, and we went through and picked out the key points in the script for when improvements and little changes would spark change with me.
Yeah, I know all scripts kind of change from the moment where they're, you know, conceptualized to the moment where they actually reach the final film. Was there decisions made in terms of like how dark or how light to make this, or how comedic to make it? You know, like, did it change from the initial process of what it started out to be?
The script was very clear and didn't change a lot, which was nice. You know, a lot of the time they change so much you kind of get lost in what you're doing.
We changed the ending a little bit when we came and did some reshoots.
The voiceover changed a little bit. But overall, Jonathan was very clear on set on being able to balance that. And, you know, if I started playing it a little bit too broad and for laughs and whatever, he'd rein it back in, and he knew exactly how to sculpt it into a film that was funny but not outrageously ridiculous and
Yeah. Is this something you guys have also talked about possibly making into like a franchise or coming back and re-exploring these characters
We
again?
have been asked about that, especially because this is obviously Warm Bodies is based on the book Warm Bodies, written by Isaac Marion, and he is now writing the second Warm Bodies. So we've been asked that, and I mean, my answer to that is I really hope that this film finds a wide audience. I think it deserves it. It's new and fresh and original, and if people fall in love with these characters, I would be so happy to come back and play Julie again and continue the story.
Yeah, there's a great template there, I think, to where you could really build off of that if you wanted to keep it going. All right, favorite zombie movies? Like, what are your favorite
28 Days.
28 Days Later?
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Zombieland
Nice.
I loved too, because it was hilarious.
Yeah. And was that something also that you guys did you immerse yourself in zombie lore? Like, did you sit down and watch a whole bunch of zombies?
Films.
Yeah, he did.
A lot from the 80s, from the 80s and Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead. Anything with dead in the title, pretty much. And then up to those newer Zombieland and Shaun of the Dead, and really enjoyed it. But would watch other films around that, Edward Scissorhands and things like that as well, just to kind of...
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, Edward Scissorhands is a good...
That was a great reference.
What was going on.
Yeah, awesome. I've been told I have 1 minute left, so can you talk a little bit about what both of you have coming up after this? I know you just shot a film with Terrence Malick, and I'm very excited about that.
A Night of Cups. I'm excited too. I haven't seen it. I don't really know what it's about, but it was the best, one of the best experiences I've ever had working with him. Yeah.
Is he as strange and wonderful as everybody says?
He is. He is. He's endearing and kind and spiritual, and just he's an incredible director.
And Nicholas, speaking of makeup, we're going to see you again as Beast.
Yeah,
are you
shoot another film?
Are you excited about getting under all that makeup again?
I am excited. And Brian Singer's going to direct who I did another film with last year called Jack the Giant Slayer, so I'm looking forward to working with him
2 in
again.
a row.
Mad Max.
And
Mad Max.
Mad Max is going to come out at some point. We just finished that.
You're like living the nerd dream, man.
Yeah,
I'm having a real good time.
Can you tell us, like, where will we see Beast go in the next film?
You know what? I don't know too much about
They
it yet.
haven't told you too much about it?
So, but I'm really looking forward to playing that character. I like it.
Well, I really enjoyed both of you in this. This is such a fun movie, and I really hope people get a chance to see this. So everybody check out Warm Bodies.
Yeah.
We're going to have more information below for you guys to find about. Thank you so much for coming to Dallas.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
So much. We love
Very
it
nice
here.
to meet you. Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Cheers, buddy.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice one.
Yeah.